I'm joined by Sibongiseni Shange from the South African Meter Taxi and E-Hailing Association, as well as Rebecca Phala, the national spokesperson of SANTACO, the National Taxi Council of South Africa. Good afternoon and thank you to the both of you. Let me start with you, Mr. Shange. A major development, this National Land Transport Act amendment and the recognition of e-hailing as part of the public transport system in our country. What value do you believe it will bring, some of the provisions that it makes for how e-hailing should operate going forward?
It has been a long time coming, more than a decade we've been working on this. Now that it's here, it will bring some kind of working together and a coexistence within the industry, because of now the industry will know how they welcoming the e-hailing in terms of the law, because of all along it has been interpreted by the app companies of how it should be working. But now that there is a law, we actually are happy to engage with other modes and saying, no, this is how we're supposed to be, this is how it's supposed to be working, and we coexist and we collaborate with other people who are on the space.
If I stick with you for a moment, what are the key features that will have that effect in terms of the ecosystem being able to coexist with other modes of transport? We have Rebecca here from the minibus taxi dominated sector of public transportation. What are the features of the NLTA, the amendment of that you believe will make for harmony and efficiencies within the public transport sector?
As you would know, that there has been some kind of protest on basis that the demand and supply was compromised because of this influx of vehicles. So now that there is a law, there will be applications of the permits, and the applications of the permits will then be look at demand and supply in a way that it should have some controls, and those controls will bring about profitability, because of it won't just be wonke it's been happening. It should then solve the issue of panic button, whereby there will be some response from different security companies. The issue of safety has been a problem in the e-hailing space. So now that alone, it brings us to unity with our brothers that are in a minibus, in a way that we are able to coexist and speak to one voice and know exactly how we should be operating without having to hurt each other.
Rebecca, let me bring you into the conversation. We're talking to you, of course, because where we've seen manifestations of the tension, quite a number of times it's been violent. The manifestations, including, of course, that incident that we saw at Maponya Mall a couple of weeks ago. With the introduction of these amendments to the Act and the requirements and registration and recognition and all the other regulations that the e-hailing industry has to comply with, what are the implications for your sector? Are you comfortable now that there's that kind of regulation that allows for coexistence?
We're very comfortable, Thulasizwe, but I don't want us to loosely attribute what happened at Maponya and many other violent incidents solely on the shoulders of the taxi industry, because it hasn't been proven by any investigation of police and things of that sort. Suffice to say, there have been tensions, as you've said, a lot of which have also been documented by ordinary South Africans. What it means is that there'll be much clarity in terms of who is who in the greater scheme of the work that we do. A lot of the challenges that we've been seeing on the ground is that there had been this great infiltration of illegal operators who were purporting to be operating e-hailing services because there was just no regulation whatsoever. So for us, it means that there will be clarity and there will be that control to say, are we not having an over-influx of vehicles and much less of a supply in terms of the services that gets to be offered. For us, it's always been to say, regulate all of us the same way, and also make sure that you don't just continue to authorize for permits when there's not much of a need, because in one way or another, people are going to switch off apps and resort to operating illegally. Some amongst us are going to resort to violence because they feel like there's some taking that happens in terms of their daily bread.
Let me get the voice of Graham Walker from Bolt, South Africa. Graham, good afternoon. So lots of changes that are being introduced, a lot of regulation that is being introduced in how e-hailing operates in this country. What are the implications for you as the current app-based operators in your relationships with your partners, the people who are drivers who sign on to drive under your name. There have been lots of issues and conversations in that regard. What does this regulation bring for you in that regard?
Hi to Lesizwe and hi to your viewers. The implications are huge for us. We see this as a major milestone. What we saw at the workshop on Thursday, and I think it represents the maturing of the industry. You know, we're moving from a tech-based disruptor into official mode of transport. So, you know, as being the market leader here in South Africa, we also want to take a leadership role when it comes to compliance. And that means being proactive with the regulators, with the PREs, with the other modes of transport like SAMTEA, SANTACO. And the end result ultimately is we want 100% compliance with the new regulations, and to do whatever it takes to support our customers to get there.
All right, I've got to leave it there. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. That's Graham Walker from Bolt South Africa. We were joined in studio by Sibongiseni Shange from SAMTEA, as well as Rebecca Phala, the national spokesperson of SANTACO.